Today we're interviewing Joseph Cohen from Universe. It's a pleasure to be interviewing you today. My name is Sarish Shasti, and I'm a rising junior at Homedale High School, and I'm the founder of Company Roots.
My name is Raul Kowuru. I'm a rising freshman at St. Paul School and the vice president of Company Roots. Before the interview, we just wanted to thank you for taking your time.
Thank you.
The first question, though, we always ask is, what were your company roots and how did they help you get into Universe?
Say it again.
What were your company roots and how did they help you get into Universe?
What do you mean by company roots?
So, where did your background kind of start, and how did you get into Universe?
Got it. So I've been passionate about computers and what you can do with them since I was about 10 years old. And I've been really passionate about business and design and how you can marry business and design with computers to make something really special.
Yeah.
And so, but at the same time, I've always felt that the tools that exist weren't made for people like me, in the sense that I want to be able to create the internet, to build it myself without writing a line of code. And the tools at hand don't really support that in a way that's creative and generative and that allows you to really sort of push the limits of your imagination in the way that something like code does.
Yeah.
So it's always been a sort of dream idea in the back of my head that I didn't really know how to turn into a product or a business. But over the past few years, it sort of came together into a cohesive concept.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of the background.
Mm-hmm. So what qualities separate Universe from other companies like Wix, Weebly, WordPress, Squarespace?
Yeah, the big difference is that Universe is the first website builder designed from the ground up for mobile phones.
Mm-hmm.
So all of those other products have been around for years.
Yeah.
Good products, but they primarily are about desktops and about creating through a desktop computer. We think that by focusing on mobile, make that experience 10 times easier, 10 times more fun, and 10 times more powerful.
Yeah.
And you can reach at least 10 times more people.
Yeah.
So that's the other side of it.
So earlier today, I was creating my own Universe website. So I call it srishasti.onuniverse.com. Yeah, so I made a website in like less than 5 minutes in a survey type of format with my name, my email, and a few of my social media things and a little about me. So how does your thing actually work? How does it put together all these things into a cohesive website?
So we have two parts of our product. We have what you're referring to, which is, we call it our magic builder. And we ask you a few questions. Who you are, what kind of website you want to build, where can people find you on the internet, and then we generate a site for you.
Yeah.
We actually generate 20 versions of those sites. We call them filters.
Yeah.
Instagram. And the way you pick between them is super simple. But once you found a filter that you really like, there's a big customize button.
Yeah.
At the customize button, you go into our editor. Our editor is built on a grid. So we divide the iPhone screen into a grid of squares.
Right.
On that grid sit blocks. The block could be anything that you want to put on your website, whether that's a YouTube video or an image from your photo library or just some text.
Yeah.
Move those around, drag and drop, pinch to resize them. So it's super fun. It's like Lego. So I think it's the marriage of these two creation experiences. On the one hand, the grid editor, which gives you a lot of control. On the other hand, the magic builder, which makes that process really fast and easy. It makes it such a compelling product.
Yeah. So what I noticed was that when I was creating it, it was kind of like I was navigating through a mixture of a website builder like Wix, and I used Wix for like a bunch of different websites before. And then it was also kind of a combination of Instagram, almost like you said. So it was just kind of like those tattoo overlapping things coming together. So it made for a really nice experience making a website, which was also kind of fun. So
that's the idea. You hit it on the head.
Yeah. So how did you name your company?
Well, I thought a lot about the name. I'm a bit of a space geek. as simply as a nerd, I like space, but I'd say that the reason why I think I'm drawn to space, the idea of space, is less really about astronomy, and it's more that when we think about space, when we think about the universe, we open our imaginations and start to think of things that we maybe didn't think of before.
Yeah.
And when I think about what I want our product and our company to be about, it's that. It's empowering people to think bigger, to think beyond what they can imagine.
Yeah.
And if you think about what the internet is, it is in many ways a universe. So we want to allow everyone to build their own world in that universe. So that's why we named it Universe.
Mm-hmm. So would you say your mission is basically to empower people to think more creatively?
Our mission is to empower everyone to build the internet.
Okay. Yeah. So I saw the Universe is only on iPhone. So are you planning on expanding this to Android and other platforms like Samsung, I guess? Or are you strictly for Apple?
We don't have plans to announce in terms of Android. There's obviously a lot of people on Android, so that we're looking at, but we're a very small team. Mm-hmm. So we have to manage how we spend our time.
Yeah.
We really believe in focus.
Mm-hmm.
So on your website, it seems that you're actually currently hiring. So what qualities are you looking for in people and bring them on board, and how did you establish your team?
So we obviously look for the basic things like talent.
Yeah.
But I'd say, and skill, but to go a step further, there are a few things that I think about when we're bringing on talent. The first is that instead of looking at someone as they are today, I look at them as where they're going to be.
Yeah.
And so we think of people as dynamic individuals, and we're looking for people who have a trajectory that's far greater than where they are today, because we believe that skill and learning compounds over time, meaning that as a person gets better, they're going to get better on a weekly basis. In the year, they're far better.
Yeah.
So much rather back someone who might be not as experienced as someone else, but whose trajectory will lead them to overlap pretty soon.
Yeah.
The second thing I look for is people who are internally motivated and entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
Who are self-starters, can own problems, want to solve them, do not need someone over their shoulder to motivate them, but are genuinely excited and enthusiastic. Which gets me my third quality, which is ultimately, we're not just looking for people who are really good, best in the world at what they do, but we're looking for people who really care about our mission.
Yeah.
We want people who are passionate about what we're doing, and we think that that makes the difference between someone who's good and someone who's great for us.
Right.
So those are some of the things. The other thing I'd say is we look for people who are open communicators, who believe in being explicit, who leave their ego at the door, and are ultimately wanting to build something incredible, something that each of us as individuals couldn't build on our own, but only as the sum of the parts could make something spectacular.
Yeah.
So those are the few things I look for.
So in your team, what are the different types of roles you have? So like clearly you have to have coders and programmers for like a software type of company that you are, but are there other more administrative roles, or is everybody kind of in the same field here?
So believe it or not, how many people do you think our company is?
I would say
10-ish, maybe a little more.
20.
What'd you say?
I said 20. Maybe.
So we're 3 people full time.
3 people full time. Wow.
That's going to change.
Yeah.
We're growing, but we up until now have 3 full time, and that's included me and 2 engineers. Ryan and Peter. That will change. We will bring on a full time designer and more engineers, and someone to help out with community and support.
Yeah.
But overwhelmingly, our team is oriented around product. So even when we think about support and community roles, these are people who really understand products, how they're built, and want to contribute to making the product better.
So right now, what is your user base consisting of? Like how many people approximately are using Universe as their website builder and manager, I guess?
So we have over 150,000 sites created. We launched about a year ago.
Wow.
We have, the cool part about our product is that it's used by all types of people. Mm-hmm. So we have folks who run small businesses in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
For example, a jewelry designer. We also have, your hip hop rapper in Atlanta, or one of my favorite users is a guy in Knoxville, Tennessee, who makes trailers, beautiful trailers. And so we have an incredible diversity of creators, and that's sort of what makes our product special. It's that it empowers this diversity of people.
Yeah. So when you're, I remember when I was creating my website, I saw that you could actually follow different websites and see how they updated themselves, almost like a community builder. So you said you're going to look for someone who's more community oriented, trying to bring along the support and the community. How are you planning to look for that type of person?
Yeah, well, so the best way to find someone like that is from the community itself.
Yeah.
So looking at the people who use our product, and if any of them are interested in joining, then they can reach out to us. And that's sort of the best place to look. We want people who use our product. Mm-hmm. But, we have a pretty incredible group of creators who use our product. Mm-hmm. And we think about where our community is going. We want to facilitate connections between those creators and empower them to work and accomplish their goals even better.
Mm-hmm. So how did Universe exactly spread? Was it by like word of mouth or social media? And what is your marketing plan right now?
Yeah, so it's a combination of a bunch of factors. Mm-hmm. We do have a strong word of mouth component. We do have a presence on social media. Every site that's created on Universe is an ad for our product.
Right.
So if you go and visit your friend's site, you're going to see that it was created on Universe, and then you might want to make your own site. So that is by far the number one way that we grow. Mm-hmm. We also have been lucky enough to be featured by Apple numerous times.
Yeah.
So we were App of the Day a handful of times, and that's been a major channel for us. And then we also do some paid acquisition or advertising through Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
We find that a lot of creators are on Instagram, and it's just a great way to find out about new products. And especially with something like Instagram, we think of Universe as the perfect thing to create a link in bio.
Yeah.
Right? So this sort of plugs into that naturally.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what right now is your marketing plan?
What do you mean by marketing plan?
Like, how are you looking to gain investors, and how are you looking to expand in the future?
So for us, we don't plan out 6 months. We actually work in week-long sprints.
Okay.
And we have a longer time view, but we sort of work very incrementally.
Yeah.
When we think about growth, we think about how do we double down on the channels that are working for us. So recently, for example, we noticed that our users, when they finished making an update to their site, would publish a screenshot of the site to Instagram.
Yeah.
So what we did was we actually make that process super easy now. When you're done making your site, there's an Instagram button. It opens Instagram, posts a screenshot.
Yeah.
Your story. So that's an example. And now more people are going to see that site and screenshot. They're like, oh, how did you make that? And maybe some of them will make their own website. So it's sort of a feedback loop. But in general, the way we operate is we look for the channels that are most promising.
Yeah.
Then we double down on them.
So are most of your users right now who use Universe from a certain work area or an industry? Is the company itself targeting a specific age group?
No, actually, we sort of, our product appeals to a really wide range of people. Age-wise, we have lots of really young people.
Yeah.
Teenagers. And then we have lots of people who are older, who are, in their 50s and 60s
Yeah.
and later. And for them, Universe is just far easier than any of the other products that are out there.
Yeah.
So, we don't focus on a specific age group. We just want to make the easiest and most flexible tool that we can. We have our design philosophy is low steps, high ceilings, meaning it's really easy to get started, really easy to make something great, but it's also, if you want to make something complex, you can. So we really like this quote from a guy named Alan Kay. He was one of the pioneers of the computer revolution. Mm-hmm. He said, simple things should be simple. Complex things should be possible. And that's sort of how we approach our design. And then in terms of industry, we have people in every domain, whether they're a small business or an individual creator or just a teenager who wants their own personal site. And we like it that way because we think the diversity is what makes it interesting.
Yeah. So when you're on the actual interface and you're trying to choose, like, am I going to make a website for my personal self or for my business, does the actual template change itself based on your choice there?
It does, and it will continue to. You will make those even more specific over time and smarter depending on who you are.
Yeah.
So we call those options archetypes, mm-hmm. And over time we'll expand the number of archetypes so that they can be more specific to who you are and what your needs are.
Yeah.
What your needs are.
Mm-hmm. So what currently goes on a day-to-day basis in your office?
We don't have an office. Actually, we just signed an office, but we are a distributed team. So we have folks all over. But what happens on Slack, which is our digital office, is that we every day come in and think about how we can make our product better. And then we do. So that's writing code, that's making new designs, that's dreaming up new features, that's talking to users, it's supporting them. It's getting together when we need to collaborate and brainstorm.
Yeah.
But, it's just how do we make this thing better and better?
Mm-hmm. And excuse me for being a little bit being a novice here, but when you said you use Slack and you code directly on there, so what type of languages do you use in, like, when you're in this website designing field? Because that always confused me.
So Slack is a chat tool.
Yeah.
So we use Slack to just talk to the team. We don't code in Slack.
Okay.
But our app is an iOS app. It's written in Swift, which is Apple's programming language.
Okay.
So our app is totally in Swift. We use all the latest technologies that they give us. Our websites are written in, websites in general are written in HTML,
right?
HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Mm-hmm. And that's what our sites are built out of. So, but yeah, our main app is written in Swift.
Okay.
So you said you were all over the place with the Universe. So do you travel often, like internationally, for company purposes?
So far, no, not much international. We don't have any employees who are not in the United States, so we haven't had much international travel. But as we grow and our users crop up all over the world, that could change.
Yeah. So we always end on the same question. What specific strategies would you give to the next generation of entrepreneurs and leaders to succeed in places like high school and college?
So, I think that sort of two things I think that need to be balanced. Mm-hmm. And those are, I think you really need a balance of imagination, meaning the ability to think and to dream and to create. So you need a balance of imagination, and you need a balance of imagination and grit.
Yeah.
Ability to get things done, get your hands dirty, and get in the weeds. And that's often a painful process.
Right.
But it's the marriage of those two things, the marriage of imagination and grit, that I think yields something that's beautiful and epic and wondrous. And so ultimately what that comes down to is like, don't be afraid to think big. Don't be afraid to do what you want to do, to take risks, to be courageous. But at the same time, it's getting much harder than you even thought.
Yeah.
And you can't give up. You got to keep going. Don't give up. Don't let go.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'd say. But I believe every person should become who they are in the world. They should use their life as a chance to explore and express themselves, explore what they love and express what they love, and whether that's starting a company or making some art or being a scientist or being a public servant. And the only thing I'd say is like be authentic, do big things, and don't give up.
So today we interviewed Joseph Cohen from Universe. Thank you for allowing us to interview you.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure and an honor.